And a good result there as that'll get out of bounds and pin them back at their 10-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
93, 52, 93, 40,
a carry by Taylor to start the drive. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. Back to Taylor on first down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. The Saints at 2-3 here to begin the new season. And they come in with fresh legs. They got the extra time off thanks to an early season open week.
And usually your hope is that your open week comes a little bit later in the year. But when you get a chance to get your fresh legs back, you have to take that time and run with it, and that's what they're trying to get done here.
But they certainly came out firing in this one, and while that one was incomplete, I can't imagine that'll be the last shot that they take in this game.
Play action now, Dalton. And that will be incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
Now on 4th down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. This is taken at the 18. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And the Saints are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
They talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column and see how he responds.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They go to the ground again with Taylor. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. I certainly know that I, for one, would not like to be on the other end of a tackle when this guy's coming at you full speed from his strong safety spot. Boy, that was a nice play.
And as a running back, you've got to be saying, where did he come from? He covered a lot of ground in a short amount of time, and he was able to stop his man before he got back to the line of scrimmage.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Dalton sets up play action. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Will Lutz on for the point after. And it's good as the Saints have a 7-0 lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
For this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Nwangu going to get it on the counter. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. They got 5 through the air last play, now 5 on the ground. 1st and 10. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
On 1st and 10, here's Brady. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Aaron Donald, now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. In motion left is Watkins. Throwing on 2nd and long. Brady. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle 3rd. He couldn't catch it.
Guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That'll be caught. It's Isabella. An incredible play there. They do get big yardage, but they're still stopped a yard or 2 short, and it's 4th down. They'll go for it. It's Brady. Going deep here for Watkins. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. So they take a big chance here in their own territory, and you think the coach may have some questions to answer?
Yeah, and, you know, normally we focus on the media, right? The social media barrage that he's going to get for this one. How about on his own sideline and in his locker room? Because I think the team's going to look at my coach. Why would we go for it there? I mean, no confidence in the defense. You don't like the punter. I mean, what's going on here? You want some explanations.
2nd down, another run with Taylor. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. First and 10, Taylor now. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. Second and 10.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
So after the run for no gain, here's second and 10. Well, now they'll try the end around. Stopped short of the 25. The second effort couldn't free him. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped him. Marked that down for a win in the defense's column.
Dalton off play action. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. A great play there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Saints have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Only the 2 catches for him thus far, CD, but both of them have resulted in touchdowns.
And I think he's on the bench right now, Brandon, smiling at his position coach and telling him, all those times you talk this about efficiency, I'm living it right now.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive, but at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer, and make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. For the Saints here on third down, an extra defensive back on the field.
Hey, 66. 63 now. Check it.
Snap comes at 1, and it's Brady. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Obi Melifonwu. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, this one is getting out of hand early. They add a pick-6 to the ledger now. 3-score lead still in the first half.
And all that celebrating that you see and hear from those defenders is not just because they scored a touchdown or a pick-6. It's because they're pitching a shutout in this one. Every defender's dream.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6. And now the kick is away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse if this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer, because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. If they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Brady's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. Gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. This offense so far on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 4. Now Brady. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
And they're going to fake it from deep in their own territory. And this is caught. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. A big breakdown defensively there on the fake punt. Turns into a huge play and a first down. Now Brady. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other, because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first-half scores just like this one.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
From the 35 on 2nd down. Brady.
Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
This defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a second half that they have to play. But so far, an absolute total effort. They disrupted the passing game, stretched the pocket for the quarterback. They forced him into errant throws. Everything they're doing has been executed well.
Up the middle, Nwangu. Well, they needed 2. They could only get 1. 4th down.
Facing this big first-half deficit, they keep the field goal unit on the sideline. They're going for it.
And the slot man goes in motion left.
They'll run for it. It's Nwangu.
And some room to maneuver. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota.
Kene Nwangu, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year. And the Vikings' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
Extra point up and through. And they'll cut the lead to 21-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They have been red hot, sometimes white hot here in this first half. They're just looking to add to that total right now.
And this has to serve as a reminder to my...
And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. Touchdown, New Orleans. home with his third touchdown pass of the game.
And the Saints are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Lutz good on the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns and 21. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive.
Everybody was up there ready at the line of scrimmage, CD, but no snap, and the delay of game ensued.
Yeah, and I'm sure their head coach is asking the exact same thing. What's going on out there? Almost like they thought they had more time than actually was on the clock.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down.
Man, I think he's just grateful to get back to the line of scrimmage and avoid not just losing yardage, but a big hit on that play as well. That defense closed on him quick and forced a quick surrender out of bounds.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Brady. And Brady going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Obi Melifonwu.
And the Saints are going to take possession of the football. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them, and they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. And Dalton to throw. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great effort there. On his way to a historic performance with 4 first-half touchdowns.
And the Saints continue to pull away in this 1st half.
Lutz with the extra point. And the rout is on here in this 1st half. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And he will not bring it out. He'll just go down to a knee here for a touchback. And the ball will come out to the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Brady now on 1st down. Looking left side, and it's complete. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.
So the penalty declined, and they will keep the yardage on the completion.
And you could almost see him compartmentalize there throughout the route. Fought hard at the line of scrimmage, a lot of hand-checking throughout the route. Great job staying focused on the football and pulling it in through the contact.
On play action, it's Brady.
That'll be complete to the running back, Nwangu.
And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and that'll make it second down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
The throw on second down by Brady is incomplete.
This is a half of not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
Need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on third down.
Go, 66. It's on. Go, 66.
Throwing now is Brady. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
And the Saints are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. Well, that is interception number 4 for him, Charles. 4 here in the first half alone, and they're already trailing by 4 possessions.
Makes me wonder, partner, did they just not...
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Harrison Smith on the safety blitz, able to get the sack. Throwing on second and long. Dalton. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. So it's halftime here in New Orleans with the Saints out in front. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Well, it's hard to imagine the first half going any better for them, CD, and now here as they begin their first series of the second half. I mean, they score here. This one, it's pretty much out of reach.
We honestly might already be at that point, partner, because this team, they were dominant in the first half, continue to be dominant now, and I think they're viewing this as a put-away drive on their way to a lopsided victory.
Throwing on second and long. Dalton, he's going to wind up and air it out. He's got him in, complete. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
Well, partner, that's how you make a long drive suddenly not so long anymore. One big play, and they're already in field goal range with designs on getting more than that.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
Play fake. Here's Dalton. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
They haven't been able to stop them so far this series, but getting a nice little stand from their defense now.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Dalton here from the gun. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up 4th down here.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it.
Pass complete. Now race for the marker.
They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back.
And sometimes pride wins, doesn't it? Because, yes, they're getting steamrolled here right now. They're down big, and they're going to try a fake field goal against them. Yeah, I'm not supposed to root, but good for them for stopping that one and showing that they haven't given up on this game.
Yeah, I just can't believe, though, that they tried the fake with this drive. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Throwing on 2nd and long. Brady. And he'll air this one deep for Anderson. And my goodness, another interception. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football. But to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game. But that's something right there, still in the 3rd quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day. They're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
Here's Taylor again. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Jonathan Taylor with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Saints have taken a 5-touchdown lead. Once good on the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. Or win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. To throw is Brady. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Now Brady. Throw left side, complete to Isabella. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. From the 41, Brady. That's complete over the middle to Anderson. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 32-yard line. Brady. Dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be brought down at the 27. From the 27, Brady. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route, complete. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Brady to throw again. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Hey, 166.
Second down and goal. Brady flush to his right. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And the Saints are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. Play action here with Dalton. He'll air this one out for Mims. He rifles one that's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And the Vikings are going to get the football there as he gets this up to the 38-yard line. Well, with the size of lead that this offense has, I don't think that interception is really going to affect them much. But at least for this defense, something small to hang their hat on.
Yeah, and let's face it, they're not even scoreboard watching anymore, right? They're just trying their best to make a play, get themselves off the field, which they just did, and salvage a little bit of pride in this one.
So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38. And the tight end goes in motion left.
150.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's going to sling this deep downfield. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's going. Glad to be in the great city of New Orleans, rolling along here in the 3rd quarter, 2nd and 10.
Hey, 66.
Brady now to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the first. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Brady to throw for it on 4th down. And this is caught by Watkins. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. Back now here live in New Orleans. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. And they'll send the slot in motion left. Again, they'll throw with Brady. And he's got his man on the out route. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. They'll send a receiver in motion left. On 1st down, Brady. He finds his man, complete. It's Watkins.
And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
From the 31, Brady. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
The Vikings on third down, as bad as you can be. 0 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Sugar!
Straight ahead, here's Nwangu. 47 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
Now a play fake. Brady. Out to his left. That is caught by Anderson. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped it to 1. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Well, I mean, look, obviously there's no 20 or 30-point play in that playbook, but they can try to end things here on a positive note despite trailing big, and that looks like what they're trying to do here by pushing the ball downfield.
Well, let me go with the heavy cliche then, partner. Just control what you can control right now, and all they can control here is how their final plays develop.
Now Brady bounces forward on the jet sweep, and he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. Andy Isabella, a 1-yard touchdown reception.
And the Vikings get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth-quarter deficit.
Extra point right down the middle, and that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And they've got it. They recovered it. But hang on now, though. There's a penalty flag down.
Well, CD, you understand. I mean, they're so eager trying to get back in this game here in the fourth quarter, but they touched that one a little too early before it went 10 yards.
Brandon, in such a high-stakes scenario, everyone's feeling the pressure on this play. The special teams coordinator, which one is he going to pick in terms of kicks? Can the kicker execute it? Can the team wait for 10 yards? So many variables, and in this case, they didn't get it done.
To the right side, this is Taylor. He's got it to the 43 here.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Dalton now to pass. He'll rifle this one deep right side. Touchdown! A big play there. 43 yards.
And the Saints are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth-quarter lead.
This one was over a while ago as they just held on to that big lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case.
That throw by Brady incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
They'll send a receiver here in motion right.
Hey, Alabama. Ozzie!
On 2nd and 10, Brady. That'll be caught. It's Isabella. And he will step out of bounds all the way down at the 40-yard line. A big play there for Minnesota. 41 yards. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. In motion left is Watkins. Brady now on 1st down. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. They blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
And now here is another interception. T.J. Green with a pick. And the Saints are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable 4th quarter lead. They'll wind up losing a full 10 yards on the play. And it'll be a 2nd and long. Andy Dalton.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Andrew Booth puts it on. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football.
Charles, a nice play there, wasting no time making his presence felt for this defense.
And you know, we heard the same conversation around the league. A lot of people were surprised that he was available, and they let him go, and now he's going to make a big-time impact with his new squad.
Sideline is complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. The end result, 21 yards.
Now, 4th quarter, certainly not enough time for a comeback, but nice to see them making use of the time remaining to try and make this one a little more respectable.
Yeah, I think the ultimate goal, good execution, be crisp, be sharp, and find a way to put some points on the board to make this thing look just a little bit better.
Brady's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10. He'll drop to throw. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota.
Quez Watkins
from 17 yards out. And the Vikings take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And this one travels out of bounds, so unsuccessful there on the onside kick try. Dalton sets up play action.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. Their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field.
And he's going to be intercepted for the third time thus far. Picked by Cameron Bynum. And the Vikings are going to have it here just past the 25.
Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the fourth quarter, trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people who are really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense.
He's going to air one out for Anderson. And got his man complete. Touchdown, Vikings. Robbie Anderson, 74 yards.
And the Vikings are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll cut the lead back down to 21.
Vikings 28.
So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And they've got it. They recovered it. They hang on now, though. There's a penalty flag down.
Yeah, you got to wait until that ball goes 10 yards. They did not. They hit it before, and that draws the flag every time.
And there's no doubt in my mind that converting an onside kick has never been tougher in the NFL with the new rules. So trying to get it to 10 yards, timing up perfectly, that's tough enough to begin with. But when you go ahead and grab it before it goes, you've got no shot then.
Running left, Taylor, and just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off. Throwing on 2nd down. Dalton. Open man is Denzel Mims. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. And just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it. And they got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for 2nd down. If they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up, that'd be the time to do it.
Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. Blitz coming, and down he goes. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Oh, passing it. Dalton. And this is incomplete.
Well, 4th quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And apparently not liking what was taking place, so he'll just tuck it and take the sack. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th. Here's Cameron Johnston now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Brady's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll set up to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get one in.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability though to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. They'll bring a receiver in motion right.
Go, 66.
Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. He's going to let it fly. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it.
These guys are not giving up anything.
In motion goes the tight end.
Don't stand it. Hey, Alabama.
Now Brady got to have this one. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And now possession's going to go over with a football at the 20-yard line.
368.
Not running. Dalton wants to throw. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. Dalton off play action. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Tyler Boyd, 31 yards. And the Saints up the lead to 4 scores now here in this 4th quarter. Let's go on the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, this is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here.
Alpha, 72. Hey, ball 66.
In motion right is Watkins. One final try now for Brady. He's going to look deep for Watkins. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Obi Melifonwu.
And the Saints come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. There's a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this remains.